I will start with Mr. Ioannis Glynos, the mayor of Andros and president of DAFNI.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I only need 30 minutes for my speech. Acceptance by the society, important parameter of the development of action plans for sustainable energy in the islands. In many islands, especially in the Aegean, the planning and the implementation of renewable energy faces the reactions of the public authorities or social groups. The reactions are based on the argument of environmental impact in the landscape, and many actors propose the cancellation of the plans for wind parks or change the location without considering if it is possible or not. These reactions are based also on previous negative experience, in many cases, on investment plans, often large-scale, that have not been previously discussed with the local community. However, often there are also other motives for reaching in the development of wind parks, such as competitive interest that can affect the public opinion, competitive land use, for example, tourism, political games. Often, there is also the argument that any renewable energy for covering local energy needs should be installed. However, this approach does not take into consideration the huge renewable energy potential of islands comparing to other areas. The fact that actual energy is produced in areas with coal mines that suffer the environmental impact of emission and the national and EU targets for 2020. In Greece, there is in place a legal framework for the land planning for renewable energy, which sets minimal distance from areas of interest, such as villages, archaeological sites, tourist areas, beautiful beaches. In addition, DAFNI is implementing a project in which local authorities are asked to submit their proposal on where they would like and where they would not like renewable energy, wind parks, to be installed and justify their proposal. For example, a unique landscape must be introduced even if the legislation allows wind parks to be installed. In DAFNI, we believe that these proposals can be submitted to the central government and update the existing rules. And after this process, we believe that the legislation should be applied without further reactions. Many islands communities underlined that the decision and the that the design and the decision are made without local consultation. We think that this could be the starting point in order the majority of our citizens be ally in this new era for green islands and green economy. The main points for this strategy are systematic information of local public opinion, creation of systematic alliance with specific social groups, education, NGOs, professionals, participation of local authorities in energy planning, in space planning, We already are running a such project for the whole region, and participation of local authorities in investment schemes with the private sector and cooperatives. This is for us, the islands, the network DAFNI, a challenge for a new business and a new economy. The experience through the Pact of Islands and the European cooperation is the best vessel for a sustainable future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I noticed you raised the issue of wind farms, which is a very difficult issue in many islands. Angus Campbell could say quite a few words about this. I draw your attention that there is a degree of involvement with a project called GP Wind and Derek McKim. It's a project on various authorities and civil society involved in the sorting out the conflict between the provision of wind farms and various issues, including environmental issues. I'm summarizing very briefly, but if you're interested in such a topic, I would advise you to ask Derek here, who may have some interesting feedback of other experience, because it's a big issue in many areas.